Welcome back, everybody. It is another day of the Asian qualifiers here for IESF. I am joined by Black again. You know, it's the two of us back together. I feel like we could do a little, and if I get this right, fusion together.
I know my angles, yeah.
Yeah, I had to look at what's on my right, but I had to look behind me. We do a little fusion, we get it together, and we're into another day. Being a great duo together and enjoying some more Dota. We're starting with Southeast Asia today, so it should be a fun one. And, you know, the region, or at least the qualifiers, has been certainly interesting. So let's take a look at today's schedule, because we've got 4 BO1s ahead of you, 2 in Southeast Asia, 2 in Central Asia. And this is quite a bit of Dota. You got all these matches happening simultaneously. You've got Malaysia, Myanmar, Philippines, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, or sorry, I don't know if I pronounced that right. And then you've got Cambodia, Thailand, Malaysia, Thailand, and Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan. So it should be a fun day of games.
Yeah. And
it definitely has been close in Southeast Asia, right? Like, we have not been getting all of the results we've been expecting.
Well, Myanmar has been crushing everybody until they decided we'll give you a little bit of a chance multiple times. So we'll see today if they can, beat Malaysia as easily as they beat Thailand. I'm still gonna say it was a shellacking, even though they threw quite a bit after that. That's generally not what they do. That's generally not what happens. And the Thailand game was still very one-sided, right? So we'll see if Malaysia can stop them, because these two teams are now undefeated. Whoever wins this is mathematically already, I think, guaranteed to be in top 2 at least. So it's a big match.
Yes. Yeah, it's a big match. It's let's take a look at what our current match is, and it is Malaysia, Myanmar. Myanmar, they did well last year. They played really, really good Dota last year, and this year it looks like they're going to be pretty close to, if not the same, as being on par. And the thing is, like you said, if you win this one, they've got the Philippines remaining for Myanmar, and the Philippines are still trying to find themselves into a slot of, getting into the Asian finals. It's only 2 seeds from this one. Yeah. And, Malaysia holds the advantage because they beat the Philippines.
What happens if it's same score? Is it head-to-head, or is it just a tiebreaker?
The tiebreaker rules are head-to-head results between the tied teams, and then BO1 tiebreakers and a coin toss.
Oh, so first is the head-to-head result?
Yes.
So even if they have the same score with Philippines, and Malaysia still goes through?
Yes, but if the only way for the Philippines to do that would be to beat Myanmar. So if Myanmar wins this one and they lose to the Philippines, technically they'd be 3-1. The Philippines would be 3-1. And Malaysia, if they beat Thailand, would also be 3-1. So it would be a 3-way tie, which would probably put us into a BO1 tiebreakers.
Yeah. Fair enough.
So let's take a look at the rosters. We've got Malaysia ready to go. Taking a look at these rosters. We've seen them already before. We saw them yesterday, and it is, Lloyd, Wonderboy, CDR, Zhao Yu, and Ayad. And for Malaysia, I believe Ayad is on this list as Rodion. So let's change it. Yeah. Change his name there for, some people change their in-game names. I don't know if you ever did, but no. I know some people do.
No. I mean, I don't know why people do it, to be honest. Especially, for example, we all know Faith Bian. I don't know why he changes his name. Like, it's just so much branding damage for no reason. It's like, I'm just going to do this for no particular reason whatsoever. I'm now called Bach.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
I don't know. I don't really understand the change. It doesn't really make sense to me. I feel like Faith Beyond is obviously very...
you just know it, right? Like, you hear Faith Beyond, you're like, oh, yeah. That's epic.
Now the thing is, people still call him Faith Beyond, though.
Of course. Because he's been playing under that nick for I don't know how many years. I did realize over the years, because the South Koreans are the worst at naming, especially in StarCraft. They simply just like 4 or 5 pro players and name themselves New. Like, what kind of name is that? And then the Chinese, they have some really good ones. but also some really weird ones. Like, for example, I still don't know why he names that Bach. I'm sure there's some story behind it, but I wouldn't know.
Well, maybe we'll have a chance to ask him eventually. But let's take a look at the Myanmar roster. It's definitely a lot of players that we know, that we've seen previously from this squad. And the only difference is Show TI is not here anymore, but KSH, Young PH, Pa, Skille, and Zarain are on this squad. And, Myanmar, they look really strong. And I kind of think that they're my favorites in terms of what they've shown.
Yeah, if they can get it together.
So far, yeah. If they can get it together, that's definitely true.
Whatever happened after getting that 25k lead was a little ridiculous.
Yeah, and that really can happen.
Yeah. The better the opposition gets, the harder they're going to punish his mistakes.
Yeah.
Thailand, I mean, they looked okay, but realistically, compared to Malaysia, Myanmar, or Philippines, they should be the top 4 team. Don't really think they have any chance. They're already 0-2, right?
Which team?
Thailand, or are they 0-1? Do they have a chance?
Thailand right now is technically 0-2, so.
Oh, so they're out. For sure.
They could go 2-2, and technically, I think they're mathematically eliminated unless Malaysia loses. Now? So the Philippines is playing Myanmar, but they're not playing right now. The only way for Thailand to make it would be they have to beat Cambodia and they have to beat Malaysia, and Myanmar has to win out. They have to beat the Philippines and they have to beat Malaysia. So they'd have to go 4-0 instead of 3-1.
But then Malaysia would also have to lose to Cambodia.
No. Because their Malaysia's 2 matchups are Myanmar and Thailand. So Thailand would have to beat Malaysia.
Right.
Myanmar would have to beat Malaysia, which would put them at 2-2. And then Thailand would have to beat Cambodia, which would put Thailand at 2-2 if they beat them in Malaysia. And Myanmar had to have to beat the Philippines, which would put them at 2-2 as well, forcing a 3-way tie for second place.
No, Myanmar is already 2-2.
Myanmar's already 2-0.
Yeah, that's what I mean. They're already 2-0.
Yeah, so they'd have to win out and be 4-0.
What if Malaysia's
the only way
4-0
that then Thailand would have lost.
Because
so they'd be
head-to-head?
0-3. No, Thailand would be 0-3. They still have to play Malaysia.
Oh, right. I got you.
Yeah.
Now that's all
so cool. Yeah, the only way it could happen is if Myanmar goes 4-0.
And then they somehow beat Malaysia.
Yeah, exactly. There is a shot. There is a chance, but and Thailand has good enough players that it's possible that they could beat Malaysia, but their hopes at the moment all ride on this matchup of Myanmar against Malaysia, because they probably and they have to be rooting for Myanmar to win this.
I mean, in both matches, because the Philippines are also waiting and they're hungry. They need that win as well.
Yeah.
So.
Well, if the Philippines, their life basically only matters on their matchup, because this one doesn't impact anything, because they could still end 3-1.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is the Philippines need that next win. So they're going to try hard. And
yeah, of course.
And if Myanmar wins this one and they're already in, going 4-0 is really not that important if you're already in. So.
Yeah.
So that's generally when teams loosen up a little bit, have some more fun, maybe pick some more interesting heroes. We've seen a lot of Putch yesterday for some reason, like out of nowhere.
We saw a lot of 1-hour games yesterday.
That is also true. But whenever there was a team that was just way better on paper, they just picked Putch first phase, like literally first pick. It was super fun.
Yeah.
And then he just goes like 20-0 every game.
And the Pudge did feel pretty good yesterday. Not a lot of hooks in the second game we saw him, I believe.
No.
But yeah, our day yesterday was very interesting, because we had the Australia-New Zealand series that went 3 games. Games 2 and 3, 65 minutes and 75 minutes. Then we had Philippines versus Thailand. Then we had Malaysia-Philippines, which went 53 minutes.
Yeah.
And then we had the Myanmar-Thailand matchup, which went 56 minutes. So it's been some long Dota. It's either been 50-something, 60-something. Like, it's either an hour game or it's a 28-minute game. There's been no in-between so far.
It's just very hard to, I think, find like super balanced matchups in these regional sort of qualifiers, right? Because there's just some teams that are way better than the rest, and it's just how it's always going to be. And then these matchups are pretty one-sided, pretty simple. But then when you have Malaysia, Philippines, who look pretty even, surprisingly, I still thought Malaysia was the underdog in that one.
Yeah. Meanwhile, you ended off the night covering some Central Asia, and those games were all 30 minutes or less.
Yeah, well, that's because we covered the two favorites 3 times in a row. So that was like really one-sided, as you said.
Yeah, you guys covered Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Turkmenistan, and Tajikistan, and Uzbekistan. So
Uzbekistan
it was,
and Kyrgyzstan are too strong, man. Their match is going to be super hype.
Yeah, Uzbekistan is 2-0. Kyrgyzstan's also 2-0, but Kazakhstan's 2-1, and they lost to Kyrgyzstan. So as it stands, Kyrgyzstan, even with them having subs for Kami and Zayats, they look like they're going to be the team to beat. And then Uzbekistan is being led by Seneko, so you do have a big time captain on that squad.
Yeah, no, the funny thing is that, as you said, Kyrgyzstan, like, their 2 best players on paper are missing, and they're still crushing.
Yeah. Didn't they do well last Asian Championship when we were there as well?
They got 3rd.
Yeah,
they got 3rd behind Myanmar and Mongolia. Yeah, Mongolia won the whole thing.
Right. Yeah, and Kyrgyzstan was decent. It was they were definitely a solid team.
Yeah, and that was without Kami. Like, Kami is kind of the guy that came in to really strengthen the team, make it just that much more solid.
Definitely. So, as we get ready for this matchup, starting, I would say hopefully a little bit soon, but it is interesting to look at past results because we do have a lot of qualifiers coming up. Like, obviously these 4 days are for Asia, and then we've got 5 days in July for Europe, and then we've got 3 days at the end of July, early August for America. And, that rounds out the entirety of IESF in terms of qualifiers. But then you've also got the Asian finals, which are mid-September. And then you've got the main event, which is in November.
And you also have the African finals, I believe, in Morocco still as well.
I don't know if those are happening in Morocco anymore. I believe the African finals are what you covered the other day, like that, the other week. So
I guess we have to
not
double check because on the website it still says that it's an offline event in Morocco. Let me just double check.
Yeah, because North Africa and South Africa have already been decided. They're going to IESF. So that's Egypt and South Africa. They're already decided. So they those online qualifiers that you did were already the deciding.
And so we'll have to double confirm because on the website it says 17th to 21st August, regional qualifiers, Africa, offline.
Yeah.
Well,
but for Asia, it's in Chengdu, which should be fun as well. And that's September 13th to the 17th. And that's, you've already got Australia in that one. That's obviously what we're deciding. And now I'm interested to see what the Chinese host team is going to be. Because there's so many players in China that, truthfully, they have the time.
And the skills.
Yeah. Wouldn't be bad to see the Chinese team bring out just big guns and go after it. You do have
Azure.
Yeah, I was gonna say you do have Azure who's ready. I mean, in terms of players you have available, you've got Low, Ori, Faith Beyond, FY, Tianming, Shiro, Echo, Niu, PYW, Innocence, Fly Setsu, Old 11 Kaka, like, you know, and Chalice, Somnus, Yang, Planet, and Pichu as well. So like all those guys didn't make TI, so they could definitely participate as the Chinese team for the Chengdu event.
Yeah, lots of potential, but we don't know who wants to do it, what they want to do, how they even decide who plays, to be honest.
Right.
It's also a very interesting process. If you have like 40 players that are just super good, who actually gets to play? Like imagine all 40 wanted to play. Who gets to play?
Yeah, I do wonder if they do like a have a captain choose who they want to play.
But then who's the captain? So 8, the coach or something.
Yeah, it depends on who's the coach, right? Because I believe for the Asian games, was Zhao the coach? I don't think so.
It was Lanham and Zhao.
It was Lanham, yeah.
No, it was both of them.
Was it both of them? Okay, because Lanham was listed.
Yep. I know Lanham for sure. Well, those two are like the most respected coaches, I guess you could say, right? In China.
Mm-hmm.
Lanham and Zhao Ba.
And I don't think they participated in the last IESF, so there was no Chinese team that participated in that.
Was there just no qualifier for that, or they just lost?
I don't think China had a team last year.
Huh.
So that's what it was. But they've had some interesting teams. Like when they did the Road to the Asian Games, the Chinese team was just Team 0. So it was CTY, 70, Beyond, Ice, and ZZQ. So even those guys, some of those guys, because obviously Team 0 made it to TI this year, they are they're ready. They're available to play, which should be very interesting.
I think it's going to be very hard to beat China if they really want to try hard.
Yes. Like they would be the pure favorites, I would say.
Yeah.
Going into it if they were they were to put their best squad out there.
Not even close, I think. Because they would bring like a super try-hard coach too, or maybe even 2 coaches.
Yeah. I could see that happening for sure.
It's kind of like the Asian Games, right? They brought 2 coaches. The finals, yeah, they were not super one-sided, but quite one-sided. China just kind of dominated the whole thing.
Right. Yeah, it was kind of close because, like I said, the Mongolian team, they brought in having, a Meepo to go for it. So it's definitely interesting to see who wants to play what. But, for right now, we're just sticking to the regional qualifiers for the region because it's qualifiers for a qualifier. And we're into our first matchup of the day for Southeast Asia, which, we've been talking about Malaysia versus Myanmar. And I believe we do have a draft that should be showing up in just a second, but I'm excited for this one because I think this one's a big decider. So like you said, whoever wins this is probably in, but it should be a pretty close matchup. And I think, at least in my eyes, Myanmar coming out of yesterday's match, there's a lot to have fixed coming out of the matchup where they almost threw a 25,000 net worth lead.
Yeah, but these kind of mistakes, they were very, very easily fixable, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think they were really too overconfident, running into Roche Pit alone, and yeah, probably just not really giving any respect. Which again is not really something they would usually do. So hopefully today it's going to be a bit more clean, if they even get into that position.
And I do wonder what they want to pick, right? Like I think as we get into a little bit of an upgraded draft screen below us, hell yeah. This is nice. I like this. I'm wondering what they're going to be picking because it seemed like a lot of the picks were pretty similar throughout the day. But are we going to see that Pudge? Are we going to see, Skill A? He liked that Crystal Maiden yesterday.
Yeah. Malaysia likes the Marcy.
Yeah, the Marcy's an interesting one in my opinion.
I don't know. Unleash Marcy is actually just... I don't know how it can be in a game like it is. It is so strong. And it never stops.
Marcy just needs BKB, in my opinion. And Malaysia, this, I believe, is a bit of a pick ban, or not, you know, like a block pick, because Myanmar yesterday liked this Beastmaster.
Yeah, picking it first is quite risky.
It's a very odd first pick hero, because we don't see Beastmaster as a first pick that often.
Yeah, and it's a very strong hero with the Helm of the Overlord being buffed again, but
yeah,
he's very abusable in lane. Well, it depends what his 4 partner is, but generally you wouldn't pick it that early.
I wonder if they want to do like a Venge or Rubik in the 4. TA early,
Yeah,
which isn't much of a surprise because they banned Phoenix, and then there was also a Witch Doctor ban, so left TA open.
It's also a hard counter to Beastmaster. So they probably just want to match up the lanes.
Does TA being because it could be the safe laner, right? And it's more so the safe laner these days. Does that force you as Beastmaster to not take Call the Wild as early?
That's the thing. Like, whatever you take, TA does not care. You know, Access, Refraction just blocks it fully. The Boar is probably the better one because you can kind of micro it. But you just don't want your Access because it's kind of your farm spell as well. It's just overall a pretty tough matchup. And until Beastmaster gets Dominator or Overlord, you don't really feel comfortable against TA. And even after Overlord, TA still has easy options to kill that big creep.
Right.
So it's a fantastic counter pick. Again, though, TA first pick is also pretty risky. There's lots of heroes against it that are really good.
Well, the change to Refraction made this hero very strong. I mean, it was strong already, but I feel like the change to Refraction made it so strong.
Well, stronger in some aspects and weaker in others, right?
Right.
Because like it doesn't like fully block a Laguna blade anymore, for example.
Yeah, that's You're not wrong.
But most small damage instances that hard countered your Refraction, you don't care. And
go back to that Crystal Maiden.
Going back to it again. It makes a lot of sense because now Beastmaster has nothing to do. Whether he goes Boars or Axis, he's gonna feel terrible in that lane.
That lane is so aggressive, truthfully. Like, that is not gonna be fun because you're gonna get frostbitten, you're gonna get hit with Meld Strike and then chase down Blood Grenades, Crystal Nova. Like, you need a tanky 4 position. And I'm wondering, I mean, it can't be Tiny. He's already banned. I'm wondering what the 4 position is going to be that could save you.
They could also just go for like a more trading support if they wanted to, like a Rubik 15. Rubik Beast has a lot of spammability.
Right. Truthfully, you could move the Beastmaster down too, right?
You could, but it would be pretty awkward. Or Hoodwink instead, okay? So Rubik Hoodwink has lots of force to kind of try to accomplish the same thing. But you have to be careful with Hoodwink too. If you get frostbitten and TA melts you, a lot of damage.
Yeah, it's about having good positioning too as a Hoodwink, right? Because you can really use those trees quite effectively. They've liked the Ursa in the past for Myanmar. They've liked Dark Willow as well. Which is surprising that we're still seeing Dark Willow, but the Brambles are still very strong even with the change to Bedlam.
I mean, it's really just Bedlam that got changed though, right? In terms of nerf.
And the timing on the Brambles as well.
Yeah, but it's still so much damage, and anything that makes you move not in a straight line, like that manipulates your movement, is very strong and annoying.
Right.
Terrorize is still a super strong teamfight spell. She can still solo kill other supports, maybe even some cores if they're out of position. So I like the hero a lot. Treant Protector, another hero I really like a lot, especially after all the buffs he's received. So much aggressive potential on that hero.
Radiant team pick.
Tusk. Okay. Tusk and immediately into Darkseer, so that's your off lane. Tusk into right now Treant Protector. I mean, Tusk and Darkseer, that's Ion Shell Shards, and then you're just, Drunken Brawler and getting quite a bit out of it, especially because the build on Darkseer is like 3 bracers.
I mean, Tusk beats the crap out of Treant anyway because his attack team now passively slows attack speed, which Treant absolutely hates. Like, his backswing is already so slow. And most of the Treant damage comes from right click. So I really like his Tusk pick. Very strong.
Right.
Malaysia could just pick something like a Medusa, though, if they wanted to. Medusa goes very well into TA. Synergizes greatly with Treant and Beastmaster. I don't know. I don't see more Medusa. I think that hero is super strong and fits very well into the meta.
Dire team ban.
And there's the Ember.
Ember, okay. It's good against TA. Of course, TA is not going to be against him. I'm pretty sure we already have both our sidelines for Myanmar. TA, 3M, Tusk, Darkseer. And they're just going to last pick the mid to hard counter Ember. We have seen OD. OD this game would be great as well. You have double save against Beastmaster. You beat Ember in lane. I don't really know if Young PH likes OD though. He's more like a flashy kind of guy. Well, I say that, but then you pick Dragon Knight. maybe not that flashy.
DK first banned. They liked the Shadow Fiend though the other day.
Yeah, SF also destroys Ember. We should see that got banned. Yeah.
Yeah, now it's banned. They just got banned.
Yeah. Monkey King also works, but that's a little
Monkey
bit
King
more
mid?
risky. Yeah, it destroys Ember really easily. Really easily. Could even go for something like Meepo if you wanted to.
If they are Meepo players, yeah, definitely. Would Lina even work here?
Lina works, but I don't like Lina that much together with the TA. They kind of do the same thing.
Right.
Like, I would like either another saving mid or a mid that can somewhat frontline with like a BKB later on.
5 seconds remaining.
So what comes to mind is a Monkey King can work.
What about Puck for Myanmar?
Yeah, it also works. It's just I've never seen a Puck in ages. Like, nobody likes Puck anymore. Necrophos, truth be told, mid lane would be insane too. Also, absolutely dumpster is Ember. But also, nobody plays that hero. Something got changed.
Dire team ban.
So they banned the Lightstealer and the Gyro.
Dude. Forget what I've been talking about. Huskar, let's go. It's like the perfect
I mean,
Huskar
you've asked for that yesterday too.
Yeah, that's such a strong hero. Ember Spirit cries against Huskar. And you're a frontliner, exactly what we need. You have Tusk to save you. You have Darkseer who builds auras for you. You have TA who takes care of all the physical damage components.
Dire team pick.
And the Morphling. I'm not 100% sold on Morphling still these days, but what can you do?
Depends on who plays it.
10 seconds remaining.
Now they need a carry last. I still think, as I said, Medusa is great. I mean, against Darkseer, it's always a little bit annoying, the illusion, but you can clear it very, very easily. Some good old Faceless Void.
They don't
picks that
exactly.
anymore,
Well, they don't have nothing to go into Void. But Malaysia.
Ursa.
I was gonna say, they might want this Ursa, but
I really don't like Ursa though. Like Ember and Ursa, like something like an Odie would be so good right now, just to kite. TA doesn't really care about Ursa either. The traps are super good against Ursa. I think they kind of felt forced to pick this maybe, but I don't think it's great against Darkseer Tusk either.
5 seconds
I don't think it's too terrible because like you do have the lockdown, right, to enable Ursa.
You have to lock down, but the lane is pretty rough.
Yeah, that's true.
Like Ursa is not really a hero that sustains itself too much. You need to be aggressive early on if Tusk Darkseer gets level 3 really fast, I think you're in trouble in that lane. And as I said, you're not great against TA or CM. They have so much kite for the Ursa.
Mm-hmm. So
But
we'll see what
ultimately,
this final
like always
pick
in Dota,
from...
comes down to play, right?
Yeah.
If you outplay your opponent, it doesn't matter what they do. You know what? I wouldn't mind a slaughter middle also, just to completely destroy the Ember.
Mm. What do they take here?
Wind Ranger.
Choose your hero.
We saw Masaros play this from the off lane for Thailand, but
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's good against Ursa, but is it carry Wind Ranger and mid TA, or are they switching just lanes?
I wonder if they're switching the lanes, because you said Ember does well into TA, so are you purposely putting yourself in a bad situation?
I mean, Ember doesn't do like. I think it's a pretty even matchup nowadays. TA actually used to hard counter Ember. Actually, now the new refraction, the Flame Guard doesn't really take it off anymore as easily. You might actually completely just destroy Ember with this one. I have not seen the matchup since then, but if the new refraction works the way I think it does, the Ember should not be able to do anything.
Right.
But then you pick Wind Ranger into a Beastmaster, which is not that great. I don't like this Wind Ranger pick, I gotta be honest. If they wanted something like this, again, Medusa would have made much more sense. Some sort of kite lockdown team fight.
Right.
We'll see though. Carry Wind Ranger is pretty new. It's not super new. It's been played before, obviously. It's just not as stable and reliable as I would have liked to see it, especially in a BO1.
Right. So I guess we'll have to see. I mean, I like Myanmar's lineup. I think they're going to do well. I would give them about a 65-35.
It's a pretty good lineup.
Yeah.
And Wind Ranger also makes sense with Tusk, right? Tag team, Tusk ult. It's a lot of damage. And we'll see what ends up happening. Big smoke out from Malaysia. I don't actually know if they want to fight. The level 1 isn't that strong.
I would say Myanmar's level 1's really good.
Yeah. And if Malaysia walks into them, they might just be dead, to be honest.
Ooh. I don't really think you want to walk into this.
Or there's just so many people top eating all the trees.
Yeah, I mean, they want to make Treant's life terrible, right?
Yeah. I like that, actually.
30 seconds to battle.
And now they smoke to go bottom away from this Malaysia lineup. Although they might walk into them if they go all the way down.
I like what they're doing, that they try to 5-head it, but I think they're just 5-heading themselves a little bit. Although Ursa might be the one on the receiving end here.
The battle begins.
He's too far away, I think. We'll grab 2 for both teams, so the 5-head chest doesn't really change anything.
Yeah, they try to be 5-head, but sometimes if you do 5-head and the enemy is just, a 3-head, it doesn't work.
So I think this lane does go pretty well top for Myanmar. We'll see how this Ursa does. I could see him giving up first blood at level 2.
Yeah. But the Treant also. Like, Treant does not match up super well into this.
And they're just going to push the lane in. Bottom lane. They've got the early power shot. Wow.
Dude.
Rodion taking a lot of damage early on. And I mean, that is just not fun with a fully charged up power shot to start.
Yeah, the lane is very
already
strong.
puts Hoodwink out of lane. Like, Holy Fool can't just sit there anymore.
The problem is really that you have 2 600 range heroes, and they'll harass the crap out of you. So the lane itself was super strong. And it's pretty scary to go up against that.
Especially with frostbite into power shot. Like, that is a big chunk of damage.
Yeah, the fact that power shot just slows for 4 seconds is kind of ridiculous in itself.
They've got this obs that's just sitting up here as well on the cliff. We'll see how long that's allowed to kind of stick around, right?
Yeah, it's pretty obvious at some point. We'll see when Zorain really notices it.
He's got a sentry. It's just about being able to get there and get the kill onto the ward without it getting denied, right?
Yeah.
Ooh, actually, place the sentry over by the camp. So now this obs is going to sit there. Okay.
So I guess he didn't figure it out straight away.
So axe is just being thrown over and frostbite used on that boar. But right now, I thought there'd be more aggression. You see that instant power coming out from Zorain and KSH, but you could hit that level 3, you get that second shot, that second level on the power shot, and we're right there, miss it. Which means the communication level is just a split second delayed for each other.
Yeah, but next up we'll have the little fight over Lotuses. Both of them should, in theory, go to Myanmar, top and bot, which is a really big
With
deal.
the way the lanes are set, yes. Yeah.
Really big deal, especially early on. CM now has Frost Nova available as well. The Hoodwink might just be dead.
Blood Grenade, power shot, and there's the Crystal Nova trying to catch up to Holy Fool. Blood Grenade, first blood there for KSH. The chase is on to Zorain, takes out the boar, but loses his life to Zhao Yu. And Zhao Yu, he gets solo experience. He's not too upset about that.
That's kind of what we spoke about. Yeah, the lane isn't weak, but Beastmaster has pretty free reign in this kind of lane as well. And he almost has his mana boots now, which is going to be a big problem if Wind Ranger gets spammed out of the lane. But don't really have a lot of sustain on the hero.
You got to be careful with those wild axes.
I feel like even if you try to dodge them, it's so hard to do. Like
yeah, the path is pretty rough. You just have to back away from the press point, but it's hard to know. And TA, dead solo to Wonderboy. Young PH is the TA, just getting killed off, even with level 2 in the refraction.
Yeah.
That is a huge kill for Ember.
100%. Especially because they chose this matchup, basically. 3 in top lane, though. That's what we spoke about.
Shards are nice. The Blood Grenade is there. Oh, with the Ion Shell, they've got the kill. Hall's got that one.
Easy peasy.
He's going to get this creep wave, too. It's pretty easy with what they've been doing. They've been pressuring the lane pretty heavily and pushing it in. And they're going to get the courier. He just... Both players not really looking at where their couriers are going.
Classic. Couriers' lives are not worth anything.
Sentry's out of range here. Could still get this obs bottom, but not doing it.
And not a
and the Windrunner. Yeah, it's the third courier in about 10 seconds. You could see that Zhao Yu not really respecting the Windrunner as much, and they do end up getting that obs. So, good amount of gold for the Crystal Maiden, who's looking to get some boots as well. Puts a ward there just in case there's anybody coming through the Twin Gates.
Now, Ember beating TA is going to be potentially a big problem. As you really expect Ember to lose that lane. But now that he's snowballing a little bit, we'll see how that skews the matchups come mid-game. Skill A should beat bottom. They know about it, and they're just going to back off.
You think they know about it, but there's the power shot. Snowball and the shards are in. Like, Zhao Yu's dead.
I thought they know about it, yeah, the way they move. But good
Bounty's
kill.
also there. And TA level 6 moves back into the jungle. Didn't lose too much to this Ember, but now Rodion getting chased, and I don't think that acorn shot's going to stop him from running under tower, but needs a power shot and not going to land it.
Yeah, gets the wrong way, unfortunately. Oh, Beastmaster again, so you got to be careful. Skillet is still here. He's level 5, by the way, on the task. Where did you get those?
Yeah, he's gotten a lot out of this early top. With the kills and the ion shell and everything.
He's higher level than Darkseid too.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
Oh, Wonder Boy's looking bot lane. Zorain,
Yeah.
that's the death move right
This
there.
is, I mean, this is to protect the Wisdom Rune, right?
Yeah, I like the rotation.
Tower is under
And they got the top one as well.
That's big. It's always big. It's always big to get these plays to happen.
Yeah, and Skillet has kind of just been hanging out on the bot lane. But not really too effective there. They got one beast kill, but now what?
I will say the Wisdom Rune being taken from them is not terrible when Tusk is still almost level 6.
But he could already be level 6.
Yes, and they'd have that Walrus Punch. Good shards blocking in Holy Fool, and now he's going to be even closer to that level 6. KSH on a killing spree. As mid, Treant shows up, but not really doing anything.
Who gets the rune? Treant does.
Yeah, not a bad rune to get.
My Beastmasters was farming the big ancient stack.
Radiant are
So
scared.
cheesy. Cheesy.
What, stacking?
Yeah, being able to farm this so easily.
I mean, that's why he stacked for him, because he can.
Is under
Yeah, I know. But it's like, it fits a little bit too easy, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Found the acorn shot. Good dodge on the bushwhack coming through.
Tower is under attack.
Nature's Grasp, but they don't really have any way to stop him without that bushwhack. No overgrowth. Searing chains, not working out.
Tusk is moving towards top, but he's under ward vision, so shouldn't really lead to any kill. As the
He
end range
shouldn't,
available as
but
well.
KSH is going up top. So Snowball's going to start this, and they should be able to have the control. They push the shards out. Wonder Boy's here. They get the kill on a CDR. They use that Walrus Punch. They've got the Shackle Shot. The axes fly in. KSH needs to be careful, starting to run, and they don't get any return kill.
Dire's
Very well
middle
done.
tower is
So,
under attack.
I don't know what the communication was like if you wanted to bait there, but there was definitely under ward vision. Maybe he didn't expect the Wind Ranger to come as well.
Yeah, because I would say without the Wind Ranger, you survive.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Probably,
So
yes.
maybe expecting it to just be safe,
Radiant
but
structures
now Zhao Yu, he's under ward vision. Like, they could rotate for this.
It would
And
be a
now
good
now
kill,
they
too.
see him under the tower. He's at level 8. He's pushing in. Like, stopping this push would be huge, because that's what you want as a Beastmaster, right? The early push pressure.
Yeah. It's TP potential. Both supports are already there.
Zorain's still level 4, actually. It's kind of
Yeah.
crazy.
I think they're happy to just defend. Wind Ranger melts from finish, so that's her farming item done. Got Manta Style up next. Interesting. Interesting item build.
I'm definitely accustomed to seeing, like, Ags early on these Windrunners.
The axe is really good, especially on a core Wind Ranger. Ursa's still looking
by
for his
so much
Qualifier,
gold.
of course. Ooh. They find him.
He's not really being given that much safety to farm, and now they just need to find the Shackle Shot, but they don't stick with him, and I kind of respect not wanting to go in too far. TP's into a tier 2 tower. You really don't have
Dire's top tower
the best escape. Bushwhack is Zorain's just kind of standing still,
Dire's
and they will get that kill,
Dire's middle tower
but they lose their tier 1 mid. And those divisions
out.
there, but they were just standing still. KSH comes in. They've got the snowball, and that'll be a kill for Skillet.
That's what we call a classic kill secured.
Yeah.
They know they have a ward up there, so easy D ward.
Easy gold. Know you're getting the best bang for your buck on that sentry, and then off that they smoke too.
So CDR is roughly 1k gold away from his Battle Fury, which is going to be a massive farm steroid for him, of course. Ember Spirit is surprisingly poor, despite actually solo killing the TA. Huh.
Well, gave up those stacks to the Beastmaster, wasn't really involved in that, didn't get a kill up top.
He's not going mage there, though, so that's a big plus.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of funny,
Definitely
because
so.
all of a sudden they're up 2k. The game was very even at like minute 11. It's always very funny how that works in Dota. You know, like the gold suddenly just appears out of nowhere. Because you're super efficient with a stack or so. And suddenly you have a small little tiny lead. But Beastmaster Axe is going to be huge as well, especially against the TA.
Yeah, you never really, or at least I don't really understand the quick amount of damage coming out from Drums of Slum. Like, it's just so overwhelming, right?
It is. But you also sacrifice all your auras. Like Crimson Guard in this game, for example, would be insanely good. Crimson Guard Pipe, and you're good to go.
So, on the mark again, here we go.
Yeah, so he's choosing to go for more of a carry offlane build. We'll see if that works out or not.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Mid lane. Snowball.
Level 5
Zari's here, and level 5 and Freezing Field unneeded to get this kill.
Why is he level 5 on the trees? So they got both.
They're going for KSH, though. Ooh. This kill would be pretty big. Primal Roar even used. Axes the secure it, and that's a good amount of gold going the way of Zhao Yu as well. And that's going to be the tower, too, so he's got his eggs.
Yeah, it's a very early axe. He's going to feel super strong right now. Because obviously his axe also heals him every time. So I wonder... Well, he actually has a Dagon queued up as well.
Multiple levels.
We'll see what he goes for. Dagon obviously good spell lifesteal now as well. Could be a viable option. But the next row I want to see is smoke rotation towards the TA with that Aghanim Scepter.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, you got to find a way to kill this TA, top of the net worth, and not really getting stopped. They are near. I mean, they're trying to rotate. But they're not really catching the TA, who's going Dragonlance Blink, which there have been many variations of the TA build that revolve around Dragonlance Blink and Desolator.
The Beastmaster right now is scary strong. 1900 health. They can't really burst him down too quickly, and every second he survives, it's just so much damage.
Would like to see Darkseer get involved.
Same. I would love to see Beastmaster get involved too. But I smoked him up just now, okay? Now it's go time.
There's no vision on the Darkseer, so them going for the TA could have led to a pretty big vacuum wall, but the side of Myanmar not looking to counterplay that aggression that was coming in, and they kind of saw it, so they backed off on the Dire too. Battle Fury finished for the Ursa. He's starting to move up the farm list. Kind of feel as it's, again, Myanmar missing a little bit of a timing.
It's definitely interesting that they sit back as much as they are, considering the item choices of the Dire. Like Battle Fury, he's not going to be joining any fight. So you really want to put on that pressure, probably onto the Beastmaster, who's a little bit too rich for this point of the game. But again, if you run into the Beastmaster, you don't kill him, he keeps healing, you know, turns the fight around. It's very scary. They don't have the greatest amount of burst damage.
We do have this Gleipnir now too, so that's extra control. They've got the Blink Dagger available on the TA. I think this is your time to either smoke or make something happen.
And I think that's what they're trying as well. Guardian Greaves are up. We got 5 heroes top, CDR all by himself. Ooh, the Shackle connects.
Shackle connects. Shards are there, but they're not willing to commit.
It's a little tough on Ursa with Enrage. 80% damage reduction is always going to be massive.
I thought they would at least force that out, though.
Well, that all gave Beastmaster time to finish up his Blink Deck already. He's so rich. Same as TA, basically.
Yeah. Well, again, I will say, I think Myanmar's kind of missing their timings and allowing Malaysia to hit a faster timing than maybe they should have had.
Definitely possible. I really think it depends on how much a Beastmaster can get done now with that Blink. He's had a lot of time to farm, but now he needs to really get involved. But they already know that he has Blink because he's walking over the trap. Saving grace for them is he doesn't have much armor, so the physical damage from the TA could still shred him.
And that's if they do control him. Again, they are just, you know, not seeing it. Honestly, what I thought would be early aggression from Darkseer.
I thought so too, especially with the item build. Not really a farming one. Might be looking for the TA.
They might be able to get this Wind Ranger again, but maybe there's some sort of turnaround. Yeah, Darkseer moving forward. He had Surge, drops down a wall. They have the Gleipnir for this Beastmaster, and they'll get that kill. A Remnant forward. Zarain's still alive. They go and hit the Frostbite. He's able to surge and find some distance, looking for a Remnant away, but he'll get a courier on his way to die because they've got the control now as he gets himself near a tree and gets shackled up.
It was a very good bait. You saw Darkseer already waiting in the back the entire time. And they also knew, as soon as Darkseer was there and they saw him, they're like, oh crap, we gotta disengage. But it's very difficult to do against Gleipnir and Tusk and Surge. So many good ways to chase up.
I think TA's got the Deso now too.
Yeah, she wasn't involved in any of that. Neither was Ursa though. Ursa was also getting filthy rich.
He was low on the net worth. They had slowed down his farm, pushing him into the jungle, and now he's got that Battle Fury, and he's just been able to keep it rolling. So, again, you know, this is a 3,000 net worth lead, but you are giving heroes chances to farm their way back into timings.
Let's see what Ursa is going for next. Straight Nullifier to counter the Wind Ranger. Wow. That is a super aggro build, and it can backfire or it can win you the game. It really depends on how the skirmishes go. But of course, Windrun being purged basically makes the hero not Windrunner anymore. Because you literally just die to Ursa in a second. And the entire purpose of the hero is to counter Ursa.
They smoke up. They've got wall back off cooldown, and they are making their move over. They've got this Blink Dagger on the Beastmaster, but there is a 5-man smoke from the Radiant getting into the trees. TA showing. And Slight, Searing Chains. They've got the Guardian Greaves. Do they have the damage kill off TA? They do. Right clicks in from Wonderboy as well as the Ursa is more than enough. The Freezing Field, though, not getting the damage out, but there's the power shot. CDR finally dies. They've got themselves one. IMR looking to clean up, but Darkseer hit with another Acorn shot, another Bushwhack. Zarain falls to Zhao Yu. It's 3 heroes dead, possibly a 4th, as Sleight of Fist Searing Chains triple kill for Wonderboy.
It was basically the worst case scenario for Myanmar. TA just finished the Desu, who has no defensive items, got caught first. She's supposed to be a backline dealing all the damage. Yeah. Well done by Malaysia. Now they should be getting a free Roshan on top of that. And as you said, the timings are pretty scary. I think Malaysia's late game once again is a little bit better. Roche is so easy with Beastmaster and Axe. Wow, so much damage.
Yeah. And with that Ursa, you have the ability to do Roche at all times, right?
That Nullifier build-up is really crazy. I feel like he doesn't really need it, because his teammates should be more than enough to help control the Wind Ranger. Yeah, I'm not sure why he chose to go for that. Like a PKB would be really nice for him.
He still seems pretty strong at the moment.
He is, but if I get silenced from the TA trap or something, he will die in a second. They know there's no Ursa, so it's a 4v5 fight. Do they want to fight it though? Doesn't look like it.
I feel as if the timidness of this Myanmar side is kind of causing them to be in a little bit of trouble, but Primal Roar, skill A dies. It was a good vacuum wall with a shot off the side blades. So far, though, got themselves a little bit of a return. They had the Hoodwink out of the fight. They get the kill on a Wonder Boy. They'll lose young PH, though. Can they at least get this Beastmaster? The Freezing Field, the tick of the Aegis that was on him. And Zarain laying down the Freezing Field, but off the respawn has the blink to get out.
Do you see the damage he was laying into TA? Just crushed him. Her. And they gave Ursa so much time to farm. He almost has a nullify now. TP coming in. Zarain. Easy blink out. 800 gold away from the nullifier. And then Wind Ranger is free food. Unless he can Manta dodge it. Which is possible. Not easy.
Projectile is not as fast as it used to be, though, on the nullifier, right?
Yeah, which can make it deceivingly slow. And something too slow, you can't react to it. Like Elden Ring, when they do delay attack.
The shoulder bumps.
Yeah, shoulder bumps. You're like, yeah, dodge it. And then 1 second later, oop.
So
That nullifier is gonna make or break the game, I think. There's also a possibility, of course, nothing happens and he just continues farming.
Right.
In which case, he wouldn't be too unhappy with it because it gives a lot of damage.
By the way, Thailand did beat Cambodia.
Yes. I expected as much, unfortunately. Yeah, as we said, Cambodia is just a little bit outmatched against the other 4 here, who have very strong lineups.
I got that victory. Cambodia gonna finish 0-4. It keeps Thailand's hopes alive, but they need Myanmar to win this game.
Which is not looking likely right now. I'm very scared of this Beastmaster. I have to say though, his item build, I don't agree with at all. Like, you need that Crimson Guard. If you have Crimson Guard in this game, you're basically immortal. He could be Crimson. Who's gonna touch you?
But instead he's going for the Dagon. Level 3.
I don't know why he's going for that. That's my only issue. I like his build up so far, but the Dagon might just be, kind of ruins the build. Like, you need some armor against TA.
So I've heard this philosophy, by the way, that Dagon 3 is enough.
Why 3 another 1?
Radiant are scanning.
Just you've got everything that you think Dagon needs at level 3. You don't have to spend it to go to level 5.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
It's basically a Lion ult at that point.
But we'll see if he only goes to level 3. Right now he does have a queued to level 3. Skill A.
Hello.
He is gonna get caught here. The shards, though, are enough to survive. Wow.
He actually managed to blink out of a flame guard. That's impressive.
It's very shocking.
Very impressive. TA, BKB, done. Wind Ranger, going for Lincoln Sphere. So she can't get nullified. Makes sense. Ursa nullifier done.
Never refuse gold given.
Oh.
See, they've got the shackle connecting. Wonder Boy in trouble. Overgrowth is there, stopping the freezing field. Sleight of fist. And it is good amount of damage with Primal Roar into the Dark Seer, and they've got this damage from Holy Fool to kill off Zarain, and Hall dies to Zhao Yu.
That's kind of what I was alluding to earlier, though. Like, the lineup just feels very fickle. You know what I mean? With TA and Wind Ranger, nobody can really stand in front. Nobody can really deal the damage they need to deal. Malaysia right now, even though they're just 3k ahead, I feel the chances of winning this game is probably 80%. Their draft right now is so strong.
Radiant structures are fortified.
In fact, I believe they would not be able to lose if they went for the, safer item choices. If they went like BKB Basher instead of Nullifier, and instead of Dagon, the Crimson Guard, I don't think they can actually ever die. They have no damage on the Radiant.
Right.
Crimson Guard destroys TA.
We'll see now with Roche potentially coming up in the next 2 minutes.
Uh-huh.
Didn't see that coming, did you?
How they're going to set up, so...
Well, it depends on if it's a slow or long spawn. If it's a slow spawn, I think Dia just gets it for free. Sorry, if it's a fast spawn. If it's a slow spawn, they might have to contest. They definitely have to contest on Radiant. I think if they get Aegis Cheese, it's gonna be the impossible. They just have no damage anymore.
Looks like they're about to lose Wonder Boy, though.
Ember has no BKB, and he's still trapped silenced. And he's gonna get frostbitten too, probably. He's toast.
He's definitely dead on his screen already.
Or they've Gleipnir too. Yeah, he's done.
If somehow he doesn't die here, I'd be really surprised. Just waiting for
Good kill to pick
CDR
up,
to come back.
but he's the lowest number of core on the Dia, so it's not the most impressive kill. But a kill is a kill.
Yeah, I mean, he's still outputting a good amount of damage with this Maelstrom pickup. Potentially gives them a availability to smoke and go for more. So we'll have to see. Because the opportunities are there if you get this kill to snowball into a couple more and get that chance at Roche, right?
Yeah. It's not time yet for the spawn to happen, of course. So a kill now shouldn't be too impactful regarding that.
But if you get more and more, maybe.
Yeah.
If you could
Because
snowball
teams,
it.
especially in this qualifier, they tend to not respect the respawn timers. So keep going in. Especially Myanmar was very guilty of that yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
I would say at least get an objective out of this. No Ember should mean a tower. You could take it. You do have some decent tower pushing.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
the fact that Beastmaster was first picked and is so rich is criminal.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
And they rip through buildings. Yeah, that's true.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower is
Ember's
under
up. Are they
attack.
looking for a fight?
Dire's
Seemingly
structures
no.
are fortified.
But they respect the respawn timer anyways. Yeah. Truth be told, I'm not entirely sure how they approach the fights on Radiant. It's very hard for them to burst anyone with 3 and around, 3 and armor, 3 and ult.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
They have to catch these pickoffs again.
They do.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Very difficult though.
A tool to
They are forcing them to come over, though, by going for this tier 3 tower.
Radiant's middle tower is
They do have that ward on the high ground, but they're smoked, so you need to be ready in a good position to go and fight this if need be.
This fight could be everything as well. Because Roche just about to spawn, maybe.
Good TPs.
I say 90 seconds.
Dire's bottom
2.5
course.
minutes. That's very long.
Of course, the longest spawn, because that's what we've been getting.
Well, in that case, it's going to be on the Radiant side, which is pretty good for Myanmar, of course. They'll be able to set up there nicely. Oh, they're looking to fight top. They're looking to fight top. Everyone's coming.
It's pretty risky, truthfully.
Beastmaster is mega tanky, though. Oh, they have no sentry.
They're going for this Tusk. They got skill A. Doesn't get them Roche, though. That's the thing. We know that. They don't, obviously. They're still searching. I don't know if you're the Radiant, if you should fight this. You do have a tier 2 to TP to. You took out the tree and you used the buyback, and now, well, you've got the vacuum into a wall, but you've lost young PH. He didn't do anything in that fight. EKB popped by this Ember, and they're going to go for more. Zarain in trouble. The Bushwhack hits. That's going to be another kill for CDR. And with this ending by the tier 2 tower, you can just take this tier 2.
That was also Tusk buyback. Next time we kill him, he's going to be gone for a long time.
They could have taken this tier 2, but they are expecting Roche to be back. Usually
fair,
it's the other way around, right? Like, you go for the objective when you know you can get it and then go for Roche.
Yeah, especially if it's not towards the extreme end of the respawn timer. It was just about halfway. But this gives them plenty of time now as well to set up on the Radiant side. Put up with vision. This should be a free Roche for them. Doesn't give him the cheese, however, which would, I think, be better in this situation. It gives him the banner.
Which is just as strong.
Yeah, just in a different way, because they don't really want to push right now. With the cheese, I don't think they would actually be able to lose the fight.
Dire's courier has been killed.
Now, Lincoln is down with Windranger. But it just feels so lacking. You know what I mean? The damage, the stability, the sustainability.
Right.
Tia was in, but she died almost immediately.
Yeah, didn't really do anything to survive.
Roche is up in 10. Should be free for Dire.
I think if Dire take a queen fight and get Roche, they could finish this game.
Yeah. Sad part is they don't even need a good fight. You get Roche for free with their lineup. So simple.
They are smoked on the Radiant side, and Roche is going to scream out, signifying that they're doing this. So do they have a way to stop this? And I think they're just going to be a little bit too late. Now I don't know if you can fight. You might need to run.
Yeah, I do think it's time to get out of here.
I'm a little surprised that Dire didn't play that aggressively and go for the fight. They knew that they were there with that power shot. They're staying.
Maybe they're looking to burst someone, but it's very risky. Ursula doesn't have a BKB. But again, this living armor alone just makes somebody so tanky. Like, Treant against TA is an absolute menace to deal with for the TA. So annoying.
See how they use this second Aegis. And if Myanmar can hold off this potential pressure from Malaysia, Ursa clearly showing over mid, but they don't have nearly enough to go for this. Haw is bottom.
So what's the game plan for Myanmar here? It has to be split push. I don't think they can team fight anymore.
I don't think they can really split push.
It's risky, but I think it's the only play they have. Windranger, at least in the Lincolns, they don't have any great weight. Well, I say that, but there's a Dagon on Beast, actually.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
They brought back the Ember.
Is under attack.
Like, the farm is happening, but is it going to be enough? I don't know. For Myanmar, it doesn't feel like it.
Shiva's an Ember as well. There's a stacking up armor. That Dire Ward is so good. They know every single intention.
Dire's bottom
And they're gonna go for this.
In every generation.
At least they tried for a second, and are also thinking about going for the Tormentor, but they're really not going to be successful with either. And it's just they're grouped up here on Myanmar. Meanwhile, the Dire of Malaysia are just spread out farming and continuing to up their lead.
Rodion.
Snowball in, and CDR got the kill on his Zaw Rain. Now they've got the Primal Roar. They'll get a second with Skill A dying, and this is aggression that is just not going to go their way. They've got another Primal Roar that's used onto the Wind Ranger. Ha is here, but can he help enough? Acorn shot, wall is down, it'll slow them up. The vacuum, and there's a good amount of damage there on the Rodion, but they don't get any kills, and CDR is in. They'll push the creep wave again. Now you've got wall on cooldown.
And you got a Tass that's dead for 50. They know this. The high ground damage isn't bad thanks to Beastmaster, so they might be able to crack the tower here. They have no glyph either.
tower is under attack.
Nah, playing it more conservatively, pushing the T2 instead. Respectable. Again, I don't think they have any rush. Their lineup scales way better until the late game.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Yeah,
that's
this
true.
Wind
but-
Ranger hero, man.
Visibility.
It just doesn't strike me as a great carry.
Doesn't strike me as the gotcha last pick that they thought it was going to be.
No. Really not. This also means, well, if the game goes as projected right now, goodbye Thailand as well. And then if
If it
Myanmar
goes
loses
this
to the
way-
Philippines, then Philippines is in and Myanmar is out.
Yes.
How's head to head? Ooh, ha.
Jump in. And they've got the snowball safe for a second, but they're working with an Aegis. Guardian Greaves are pop. Power shots in. Sharpshooter lands out of the Darkseer. Remnant forward. That's going to be all dead, and they're going to try and finish the game right now. They bought out on a Daedalus here on the TA, so there's no buyback available. Overgrowth comes through. They get the kill on Azar Rain. That's 4 heroes. There with the buyback being used by the Darkseer as well as the Crystal Maiden. They just have nothing really remaining. There's only 3 heroes alive. If you're the side of Malaysia, you can jump in and go for the throat again.
Wow. And Refresher is also cooling down. Only 50 seconds left on that. The BM Roar, it's just so strong. We might be seeing more Beastmaster again. Early picks.
Yeah.
Hero so powerful.
Not getting punished for being first pick is kind of wild.
Yeah. Look at his net worth, man. More than his Ursa, too.
Radiant's middle tower.
Aegis
you
expires.
definitely
They
thought.
jump in. They've got the shackle shot that connects. They're trying to get the kill here on a CDR, but they've got the heals coming through the Gleipnir. That'll lock them down, but Zarain is dead for 65. Bought back in the previous fight, and this is going to be at least a set of racks. There's still 20 seconds without this TA. Big shards.
And 60 without the CM. Like, CM is a big kite target. Or rather, here that really kites the Ursa. Without her, you're a whole lot weaker as well.
Big glyph, and again, I don't think Malaysia need to back all the way off.
They have double roar.
Pushing this creep wave, and yeah, like you said, they've got double roar.
There's
Blink
one.
in, Primal Roar, that's getting used. They're going to use that Remnant to move forward. There is the Refresher. The Sharpshooter is going to be off the mark. The Primal Roar used again for Skill A. He does have buyback. Maybe not the target that they would have wanted, but they're going for the Tier 3 tower. They've got that, and the mid-set of racks is now open. So Gleipnir comes through, Acorn shot, Bushwhack, pulling him back. Shackle shot connects. They go for the damage onto the Ursa. For Staff, and now he's also got himself that jump with the Earth Shock to get onto the low ground. He gets away from the side of the Radiant. They bought back on Skill A.
And they didn't even use anything. They still have overgrowth. Raw's up in 20. If they wanted to, they could really stick around still and fight again. I don't think the Radiant has at all what it takes to fight them.
No, I agree.
And these fights, they don't even look like fights. They just look like one-sided beatings. That's pretty much what I alluded to 10 minutes ago. Yeah, the gold lead was only like 3k, but it's just impossible for Radiant to fight. Absolutely impossible. Too tanky on every hero on the Dire. Even the damn Hoodwink has 2k health and the Ghost Scepter. Like TA Wind Raider combo is just not, it's just not a thing.
Radiant are scanning.
So in a pretty interesting twist of fate, the next match is actually going to be all deciding. Myanmar versus the Philippines.
Yeah.
Goodbye, Zorain.
Yep. Nowhere for Zareen to go. Stuck inside his own skill A shards. They've got a vacuum on a 3 with the overgrowth being used. CDR is low. He might die, but can they clean up with the rest? They're going to look to do so. They get the kill in the hall. That's going to be 3 heroes dead without buyback. They end up losing themselves the Tree Protector, but the BKB's been used by Wonder Boy. They'll go after Young PH. They've got themselves a 4th. He does have buyback.
Radiant's bottom tower
However,
is under attack.
it is a tough hold. This is really going to be tough for them to hold out on, but they got the TA buyback, and Roche is a short one. 7 seconds, and it's up.
Very conservative gameplay by Diane. I feel like they could still go. But Roche is just around the corner. The Ursa is dead. It's okay to be a little bit conservative. Wait for the next Roche. It's going to be the triple.
I'm not opposed to taking the occasional bounty.
24,000 net worth lead. If Myanmar can lose a 24,000 net worth lead previously, can they bring one back from that deficit? It's going to be so tough. "40 minutes in, though. Ursa back up in 15.
I admire that they want to stay into the game. Maybe have some sort of miracle defense, but I really cannot see literally a single way how they win a fight, especially around the Roche pit. And then once they have Roshan, I don't see a way to actually fight against Aegis.
Right.
Refresh a shot as well.
Yeah, it's going to be tough.
We're looking at potentially... Honestly, I would probably give that to Ember Spirit. Max Remnants, double BKB. Yeah. Yeah. Very scary. Good luck, have fun.
They hear Roche being done, but there's nothing they can do about it.
Roshan has fallen to the dire.
Every coin helps.
Not one thing they can do about it.
Yeah, it's a very tough situation to be in. I'm sure they've also known for a long time how far behind they actually are. His Beastmaster is so insanely farmed, man.
Level 25.
How does he have 30k net worth?
Been top of the net worth for a while.
Are scanning.
Drums of Slum may, be doing that.
Drums of Slum are pretty ridiculous, yeah. And I don't know how many agents he farmed this game. Probably more than Ursa.
So pushing mid. Smoking up and potentially looking to go through the top end of the rest of the team. They've got the scan, and that's on the Windrunner, but now they're out of the scan. Zhao Yu was looking, had the right idea, but don't find anybody. This wave is nowhere nearby.
Well, it's really all the Radiant can do at this
Aegis,
point.
but
Cut waves, hope to delay to a point where maybe you get 2 more items on both TA and Wind Ranger, so you can actually burst heroes down. Because it's really all you can do at this point. You have no damage. TA, what can she even build for my damage though? No clue. Swift Blink maybe, but she's pretty much maxed out. Wind Ranger got 1 slot left. I don't know how they're gonna even defend this push.
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
Radiant's middle barracks are under attack.
That was a little unnecessary, but
BKB, and they're gonna go.
Radiant's middle barracks has fallen.
Windrunner
that?
at the, in the meantime is trying to cut the creep wave, but not really doing anything. They've got the vacuum into the wall, but is it gonna do anything for them? Sharpshooter and the blink in with the air shock to get the kill on the Hall, who's got buyback. But he used his kit. They're trying to really finish off the Windrunner, and they've got the Primal Roar. I don't think that he gets away, and he doesn't. So KSH is dead. He's got buyback there too. Going to be forced to use it. Skill A is not going to be so fortunate to have his own. This tier 3 tower is starting to get low. Another Earth Shock from CDR. He's holding on this Aegis. Remnant right onto these heroes. CDR alive with 250 health. Treant on the back line looking to just stop these blinks and watch this initiation.
Mega creeps it is. One last glyph. What are they gonna try to do?
Radiant's bottom
What
barracks
can they do?
Not too sure.
Oh yeah, Raw also only has 30 seconds cooldown now with the talent, by the way. It's very cool.
Yep.
Why not? The drum is going ham. Boom, 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 boom.
Vacuum wall once again. Damage though on the Haw. He bought back. Remnant over. Has the Lotus Door. Bottom of the BKB, but the Sharpshooter gets the kill. They go to the Overgrowth. They've got the control. The Treant might die, but they'll get the rest. They'll take out Skill A and Zarain. BKB is going to run out eventually on Young PH. They take out Zhao Yu. He's got buyback, and they did buyback here on Zarain. Right click's coming out for the TA. Wonder Boy slight and dead. Surprisingly so.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure why they needed to go to the fountain there, you know? If they really wanted to play it safe. Oh, Ursa, he has Aegis still. BKB out. Punch? No, that's dead. But now you defend against Mega Creeps. You don't have great heroes against Mega Creeps, only TA really.
Yeah, Windrunner 2, right? You've got the Maelstrom.
Yeah. But it's not like you're a good cleave or anything. They really only managed to kill them, by the way, because they decided to go to the fountain.
is under attack.
Yeah.
Which... a little bit cocky again. But on paper, there shouldn't really be anything they can do.
Has fallen.
Especially now, living armor giving 18 armor. Double plate mail,
Dire's
basically.
middle tower is under
Such a big deal. They're going in.
Shot connects.
Okay.
Windrunner, snowball, save, sharpshooter, hits, dead.
That damage, dude. Jesus.
Divine Rapier for the TA, by the way.
Doesn't matter much if your Wind Ranger's dead.
We'll have
Rapier's
to try
up.
and hold.
But one raw on her and she's dead. And you wanna know something, B-Cop? They have two of them. But now they have one of them.
And down goes Zarain.
Don't worry, they have two again in 20 seconds.
Yeesh. TA
Radiant's middle tower.
Invi is
happening.
looking to pop somebody.
There's no
Right
damage,
clicks
man.
in on a Zhao Yu. Not the damage you were expecting when you've got yourself a Divine Rapier. The blink away with the BKB being popped here by the TA. They'll focus their attention onto this tier 4. They throw that E-Blade on to Young PH. Sharpshooter in. GG is called. Divine Rapier on the deck, and that's going to be the game for Malaysia, which will in turn eliminate Thailand.
And guarantee their qualification. They're 3-0
Yes.
now, and nobody can really reach them anymore because they beat both Myanmar and the Philippines head-to-head.
Mm-hmm.
And, of course, the next match that we're going to have, Myanmar versus the Philippines, is going to decide the second spot.
Yeah.
So,
We
Cambodia
might have
out,
to
Thailand
play
out,
again.
Malaysia. Who are they playing last? Thailand, right?
Malaysia's playing Thailand, yes,
Yeah,
who
but
are
there isn't really
technically
a whole lot
out
at
now.
stake there. See how hard Malaysia wants to try, or maybe they want to give their Thai buddies.
Well,
a little bit of
would
an
be
easy
for
one.
seeding. so it
True.
would be for
Yeah,
seeding, can be a
first
little bit
spot is-
important.
Yeah. You're right.
But who knows? We've got highlights ready for you, so we can take a look at that. As it was a relatively one-sided game,
Yeah.
despite the length of the
unfortunately.
game.
Wind Ranger gets there first.
But the entire time, it felt like it was Malaysia's victory to lose.
That's kind of what we expected post-draft, unfortunately. Like, I don't know what this Wind Ranger carry was about, what they thought it would accomplish. But they didn't win the lane as they wanted to, I'm sure. Mid lane lost to Ember as well. Yeah, it really just didn't go the way they envisioned at all, I'm assuming. But again,
Beastmaster
I
first
told
pick
you
gets
yesterday,
got to
right?
do whatever he wanted.
Just simple Dota. That's not simple Dota at all.
Right. I mean, it's simple, in fact, from, at least in my eyes, from the side of Malaysia.
It's so simple from Malaysia. So simple from Malaysia. Beastmaster jumps in with living armor. He tanks everything. You have Ursula tank as well. Backline damage. You have everything you need. And it's not like you have massive amounts of skill shots to hit. I like the draft. I like the execution. And surprisingly, they are probably guaranteed as well already, right? That they're the #1 seed. No matter who qualifies.
Because they've beaten both, yes.
Yeah, so they're already guaranteed the #1 seed, actually. Which I thought they were my third strongest team here in the qualifier. But apparently not. Apparently they are the strongest team. Can you also make changes down the road if you wanted to?
For the rosters, I mean, I think so, considering we've seen it before.
Because that could mean that Malaysia actually wants to field their powerhouse team.
During TI, I mean, you do have guys like Ghost who could go.
So
You know, you have-
X-Nova qualified, right?
Yes. And so did JT.
And nothing to say as well.
Yeah, right? Yeah. Yeah, because that's basically IG,
Correct.
is the Malaysia squad. So, it really is just a lot of good play here from Malaysia.
Yeah.
I think that this highlight in particular is probably their, quote, worst play. Worst
Diving fountain,
play.
yeah. No need to do that, but, allow yourself some fun. Why not? Rightful champion of this qualifier. We'll see them back in Chengdu.
Right.
We'll see what they can do there. We'll see if the roster stays the same. Or we'll see if they try to make some upgrades here and there.
Yeah, we'll have to see if they make any upgrades, and it's going to be interesting to see who now joins them going to the Asian finals, because they're technically not at the main event just yet. It just gets them to the Asian Championship that's later down the line, and it's, who are they going to see is the real question.
Now, who do you think now, after seeing Philippines and Myanmar? Myanmar twice?
I would say probably the Philippines, truthfully.
Yeah. Myanmar? It's a tough call. I just think their draft this game was not great. Probably if they get a better draft. It's a tough call, honestly. The Philippines are really strong too. It's basically a full squad versus a full squad.
Yeah, I was just about to say the same thing. It's two full squads that have played together. So
It must be disappointing to lose to Malaysia, no? Who's basically just a jumbled stack.
yeah, I was going to say it's probably not the best in terms of who you've lost to overall.
Yeah.
But what can you do?
Life goes on.
Yeah. And now all you can do is just win. And that's it. Right?
That's always the easiest. Just win, don't lose. Well, Malaysia
Just win
doesn't
and
have
you're
to
in.
win anymore because we already said they are top 1 no matter what happens.
Yeah.
Time to first pick some pudges. Have some fun.
I mean, they looked good. They looked solid. Their game goes easy, 39-20. Beastmaster I think you're right. We're going to see this hero banned probably more. Although that being said, I think a lot of teams are going to want to play it.
Yeah, it looked really good. I don't know if it just looked good because they failed to control it and counter it, or if it's actually really just that good. Because the reason why Beastmaster was so good to begin with is his axes make it almost impossible to have a bad lane. You know, and then even if you do have a somewhat bad lane, you just stack those ancients and farm them. No problem.
Yeah. And he didn't even need the stacks. His lane was pretty open, surprisingly, and played aggressive with, the partner that they had. They got a couple of good kills, but just with the amount of space that he was given, with how quickly he farmed on this, like Zhao Yu did a lot, and I was impressed. And I guess out of everybody here, Zhao Yu did play with Vici. Like, he had that time with eHome. He's had some pretty top tier experiences with TNC as well. It's not too surprising that we see the success, right?
Yeah, he has always been a very strong player. I think his biggest issue is, personally, that he has very high highs and very low lows. He's not a very consistent player.
Yeah.
And I think if you want to be at the top in anything, really, you need that consistency. Because usually tournaments, they span over multiple days. You're not allowed to have a massive off day.
Yeah, for sure. And we do have ourselves an interview now with Lloyd ready to go, so we could be talking to him. And hey, Lloyd, how are you? Congratulations on the win. And I believe, if I've done my math correctly, you guys are also going to the Asian Championship Finals. So congrats on that as well. How are you feeling?
Yeah. Feeling great. Finally qualified. I guess we can just relax for the last game, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. You guys gonna pull out anything different in terms of a draft for the last game if you guys can just relax?
Not sure. But we will just still play, We still want to win, We want to get the perfect score if we can.
Yeah. So coming into this game, it did feel like this was a bit of a decider game for you guys in getting to that finals. What was the mindset with seeing how Myanmar had played previously? What was the big talk coming into this one?
Because I kind of watched how they play yesterday, and I kind of know them pretty well because in my actual team we actually play them a lot, and I kind of know their draft as well. So I think we kind of prepare very well against them as well. So yeah, good for us, I think.
Yeah. Were you surprised with them allowing the Beastmaster first pick and then really not punishing it at all? It felt like that was the most free Beastmaster game I've ever seen.
Do I expect it? I don't think so, because we actually don't play it that much. But we expect them to first ban the Marcy. We actually wanted to play the Marcy bomb, but they didn't actually ban the Marcy. But we still decide to go to Beast because we kind of know they are actually a Beastmaster team as well.
Right.
So we kind of steal it,
Right. You have any questions, Black?
Well, I just wanted to know why you decided to first pick the Beastmaster. Is it really just because they like it as well? Or were you really comfortable with it? Because Xiao Yu, man, his net worth, his entire game, he was top 1 net worth pretty much. He had a super good game.
I mean, to be honest, this hero is just busted right now. I can't say anything else.
Right
Yeah, it's just so stupid. You lose the lane so hard. You still you just farm everything. You just farm the stack, and your net worth is fly to the top again.
Right. No, it makes sense. We saw it. So you played really, really well in that, and his itemization was also interesting. But yeah, congratulations from my side as well. We'll see you back in Chengdu.
Yep. Thank you.
Have a good one.
guys.
We'll see you.
Yep.
We'll see you later.
You guys as well. Yep. See you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
So taking a look at this end screen here, and we've got ourselves, pretty much like you said, Beastmaster, 11-3 and 18. easy time for Malaysia.
Almost the highest
Perfect game
damage
for them.
highest net worth, highest XPM. I mean, was he really the offlane in this game is the real question.
Right. He felt like the carry.
I like it though. I like his honesty because I also believe that Beastmaster is actually very busted. We saw it yesterday too with the Overlord build, and even that looked insanely strong. So
Right.
yeah, we'll see if we see it. If we see it here more first phase, if we see it banned more, it's picked more.
And winner Malaysia on our screen. Yeah. I mean,
That's right.
he sounded very happy with the performance.
Yeah, and truth be told, I wish we had like a little bit more time in the interview because I had a couple of questions in regards to how they felt going up against full squads, how they assembled their team. You know, are they all good friends and stuff like that? But maybe we'll
Right.
get to ask them in person.
Yeah. Definitely a possibility as we might be able to ask them in person. So, in the next match will be Myanmar and the Philippines, and this is going to be a decider match.
Do or
This
die
is-
for both of them.
Yeah. I mean, this is it. This is the decider. This is what you've got coming up. And I mean, this, to me, if I had to think about it, feels like it favors the Philippines a little bit. I just think that Myanmar have played a little bit too mistake heavy. And I would say they're not hitting their timings that well.
That's true. But again, when you pick a lineup that's so flimsy and unorthodox, maybe they didn't even know their proper timings,
Right.
Because what was the timing? Maelstrom Windranger, Gleipnir Windranger. Even now, as an observer, when I'm casting the game, I'm not entirely sure what timings they were hoping for. Because they picked up the Deso, then they tried to smoke up, and immediately got crushed. Like a 4-1 team fight. They get free
Right.
Roche, and the game from there on out is pretty much over. Like, what timings do you have from there? Like, it doesn't matter. They don't exist. BKB TA didn't matter. Gets raw.
Mhm.
It's just too easy. It was too easy
Yeah.
for Malaysia.
Yeah, so they're going to have to clean it up, and we'll see if they can going into the next match after a short break. So we'll see you guys in just a moment. Stay tuned.